Ladies and gentlemen, as I lie here, my breath's growing shallow, I realize that life is like a fleeting shadow, so full of noise, yet so silent in the end. The world outside still moves at its relentless pace. People chase success, wealth, and power. But here I am, surrounded by machines that beep and hum, reminding me that no amount of riches can buy back a single moment of time. I have built empires, achieved greatness, and witnessed my name shine in places where once only my dreams dared to go. But as the final chapter closes, I see with absolute clarity that the things I once held so dear were never truly mine. Wealth can buy comfort, but not happiness. Fame can grant recognition, but not love. Success can build towers, but not peace of mind. In my pursuit of ambitions, I overlooked the simple joys of life, the warmth of a sunrise, the laughter of a child, the gentle touch of a loved one. I was always planning for tomorrow, never fully living today. And now, as I grasp the weight of my final moments, I wish I had paused more often, embraced the beauty of the ordinary, and cherished the ones who truly mattered. The greatest treasure is not found in bank accounts or stock markets, but in the hearts we touch and the love we share. It is in the quiet moments of kindness and the selfless acts of giving in the embrace of a true friend. As I take my last breath, I do not wish for more wealth or power. I wish for more time to love, to laugh, to live fully. So I say to you, do not wait until the end to understand this truth. Open your eyes while you still can. Love deeply, forgive quickly, and chase the things that make your soul dance. Success is meaningless if it leaves you empty. Wealth is worthless if it isolates you. The true measure of life is not how much you earn, but how much you give, not how high you rise, but how deeply you love. There comes a moment in life when everything slows down and the noise of the world fades into silence. In that moment, the achievements, the victories, the wealth, all of it seems so distant as if it belonged to another lifetime. Time, the one thing we all take for granted, suddenly becomes the most precious thing we could ever possess. But it is only when it begins to slip away that we realize how little of it we truly owned. We spend our days chasing ambitions, believing we have an endless supply of tomorrows. We tell ourselves that one day we will take that trip, call that friend, spend more time with our family, or finally pause to enjoy the beauty of life. But life doesn't wait. The clock never stops. The moments we postpone are the moments we lose forever. The laughter we don't share, the love we hold back, the dreams we keep for later, these are the things that vanish before we ever truly live them. Looking back, the regrets are not about the things acquired, but the moments missed. No one wishes for more hours at the office when their time is up. No one longs for another business deal or a few extra zeros in their bank account. The real yearning is always for more time to love, to feel, to be present. If only we could turn back time, not to rewrite our success, but to relive the simplicity of being with those who mattered. The truth is, life is not a rehearsal. Every single day is a stage, and once the curtain falls, there is no encore. So why do we act as if we are immortal? Why do we sacrifice what truly matters for things that fade into insignificance? If we could understand, even for a second, how fleeting life is, we would live differently. We would hold our loved ones a little longer, laugh a little louder, and embrace every sunrise as if it were our last. This very moment is a gift. The people around us, the air we breathe, the time we still have it is all we truly own. The greatest tragedy is not that life ends, but that so many of us fail to live before it does. Let today be the day you stop waiting and start living. Because one day the time we take for granted will be the time we wish we had. As I lie here, surrounded by the cold hum of machines and the distant echoes of a life I once lived, I finally see the truth that was always there, hidden beneath the illusions of success. The world taught me that wealth was power, that money could buy happiness, that the higher I climbed, the more fulfilled I would become. And yet, in this moment, as my hands grasp nothing but the fragile air of my last breaths, I realize how mistaken I was. Money can build empires, but it cannot heal a broken soul. It can buy the softest bed, but not peaceful sleep. It can fill a room with people, but not with love. It can purchase the finest luxuries, but not the time to enjoy them. I have watched people chase after fortunes with such desperation, believing that once they have enough, they will finally be happy. But enough is an illusion. It moves further away the closer you get. The hunger for more never truly ends, and in that pursuit, we forget to live. I have had the privilege of owning the world's finest treasures, but the greatest riches were the ones I overlooked. The laughter of a loved one, the embrace of a friend, the peace of knowing that you are truly understood. These are the things that no currency can buy. As I reflect on my journey, I see that the happiest moments were not in the boardrooms or on the stages of success, but in the simple, unguarded instances of real connection. The greatest irony of life is that we often trade what is priceless for what is worthless. We sacrifice health for wealth, only to spend that wealth trying to regain health. We chase material things while neglecting the people who matter, only to realize too late that the moments we ignored were the ones that held true value. The world tells us that being rich means having everything, but real richness is found in the hearts we touch, the love we give, and the peace we carry within. If I could go back, I would do it differently. I would spend less time accumulating and more time appreciating. I would value moments over money, people over possessions, and love over luxury. Because in the end, the only thing that truly matters is how we made others feel and how much we allowed ourselves to truly live. There was a time when I believed success was everything. I worked tirelessly, built dreams from the ground up, and watched as the world admired my achievements. I reached heights that many only dream of, yet now, as I lay here with the weight of my final moments pressing upon me, I see the truth with painful clarity. Success without fulfillment is the greatest failure of all. I chased goals relentlessly, believing that each milestone would bring me the joy I longed for. I thought that the applause of the world would fill the emptiness inside, that the next victory, the next breakthrough, the next step up the ladder would finally give me peace. But the higher I climbed, the more distant true happiness became, the louder the cheers, the lonelier I felt, because while I was busy conquering the world, I was losing myself. The world teaches us that success is measured in wealth and power and status. But in my final moments, none of those things matter. No amount of fame can comfort me. No number in my bank account can turn back time. No achievement can bring back the moments I lost with the people I loved. I'd built a life of accomplishments, but I forgot to build a life of meaning. If success comes at the cost of love, of laughter, of living fully, then is it truly success? If reaching the top leaves you empty inside, was the climb ever worth it? We spend so much time proving ourselves to the world. Yet in the end, the only thing that matters is whether we were truly happy with the life we lived. I wish I had understood this sooner. I wish I had taken more walks under the open sky, sat longer with friends without glancing at the clock, embraced my loved ones without rushing to my next meeting. I wish I had measured success not in what I gained, but in how much I gave. With the weight of time pressing down on me, I close my eyes and try to remember the moments that truly mattered. Strangely, it is not the grand achievements or the accolades that come to mind. It is not the wealth I accumulated or the empires I built. Instead, what I see most vividly are the simple, ordinary moments, the ones I once overlooked, the ones I thought were too small to matter. I remember the warmth of the morning sun on my face, the way a child's laughter could brighten even the darkest of days, the comforting embrace of someone who truly cared. I remember the joy of a quiet evening spent with loved ones, the way a genuine smile could dissolve the weight of the world. These were the treasures of life, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be embraced. Yet I was too busy chasing a future that I forgot to live in the present. We are often fooled into believing that happiness lies in grand achievements and material possessions. We tell ourselves that once we reach a certain level of success, once we acquire more, we will finally be at peace. But happiness was never in the things we owned, it was always in the moments we lived. The problem is we realize this too late. We spend our lives in pursuit of things that in the end mean nothing. And when the final moment comes, we long not for more money, not for more fame, but for one more ordinary day, one more chance to sit with those we love, to walk barefoot on the grass, to breathe in the scent of the earth after the rain. If I could go back, I would trade all my achievements for just a little more time to cherish what truly mattered. I would laugh louder, love deeper, and hold on to every fleeting moment as if it were my last. Because in the end, life is not about how much we have, it is about how much we lived, how much we loved, and how many hearts we touched. So I say this to you while you still have time. Do not let life slip away while you are too busy planning for the future. Slow down. Embrace the simple joys. Hold on to the people who matter. Because one day when all is said and done, it will not be the trophies or the titles that bring you comfort. It will be the memories of love, laughter, and the beauty of life's simplest moments. I spent my life chasing the future, always planning for what was next, always believing that happiness lay just beyond the horizon. I built dreams with precision, crafted success with relentless ambition, and convinced myself that once I reached the next milestone, I would finally feel complete. But now, as I lie here with nothing but memories to hold on to, I see the greatest mistake I ever made. I never truly lived in the present. The irony of life is that we are always running towards something, always waiting for the right time to be happy. We say, I will enjoy life once I achieve this goal, or I will make time for my loved ones after I finish this project. And yet the future we keep waiting for never really comes, because when one goal is reached, another takes its place. When one dream is fulfilled, a new one emerges. And in this endless pursuit, we let today slip through our fingers like sand, never realizing its worth until it's gone. I wish I had stopped more often. I wish I had put my work aside to watch the sunset, listened more intently to the laughter of the people I love, allowed myself to feel the moment instead of always racing past it. The present is all we ever truly have, yet we treat it as if it's just a stepping stone to something greater. But there is nothing greater. There is no future moment, that will be more valuable than the one you have right now. Happiness is not something you schedule for later. It is something you choose in each passing second. If I could turn back time, I would not wish for more success or more wealth. I would wish for the ability to fully embrace each day, to wake up without rushing, to sit with a friend without distraction, to breathe in the beauty of simply being alive. Do not wait for tomorrow to live. Do not let the present become a forgotten blur in the rush toward the future. Because one day you will look back and realize that the moments you ignored were the moments that made life truly meaningful. Let this be the day you start living not in the past, not in the future, but right here, right now. As I lay here in the final moments of my journey, surrounded by the stillness of time, I realize that the true measure of a life well lived is not found in wealth, success, or power. It is not in the things we accumulate, nor in the titles we hold. In the end, the only thing that truly matters is love, the love we gave, the love we received, and the kindness we shared along the way. Looking back, I see that the greatest moments of my life were not the ones spent in boardrooms or on stages, but in the quiet presence of those who cared for me. The laughter shared over a simple meal, the comforting embrace of a loved one, the warmth of knowing that someone truly understood me, these were the treasures I never knew I was collecting. Yet for so long, I was blind to their value, believing that success was measured in numbers, not in hearts. We chase achievements thinking they will fulfill us, but what is success without love? What is the point of reaching the top if there is no one there to share it with? No amount of money can replace the feeling of being loved. No amount of fame can fill the emptiness of a life lived without connection. And yet we often sacrifice the people who matter most in pursuit of things that, in the end, mean nothing. If I could go back, I would love more. I would call the people I cared about more often. I would put my work aside to spend time with those who matter. I would say I love you without hesitation, hug a little longer, and cherish every fleeting moment of connection. Because when everything else fades, love remains. It is the only thing that survives beyond our final breath. So if you are listening to these words, let this be a reminder. Do not wait to express your love. Do not let life pass you by while you are too busy chasing things that will never love you back. Hold on to the people who truly matter, be kind, be present, and never take a single moment of love for granted. Because in the end, the greatest wealth is not in what we own, but in the love we have given and received. Reflecting on the years that have passed like fleeting whispers in the wind, I am struck by a truth I once ignored. The body is fragile, a temporary vessel, yet we treat it as if it will never fail us. We push it to its limits, neglecting its needs, believing that health is something we can reclaim at any time. But when the body weakens, no wealth, no power, no success can restore what is lost. I spent years chasing ambitions, working late into the night, ignoring the signs of exhaustion, telling myself that I would rest once I had achieved more. I believed that health was secondary, something I could always regain when the time was right. But that time never came. What I did not realize was that every moment I neglected my health, I was unknowingly shortening the time I had left to live. We spend so much of our lives earning money, only to later spend that money trying to buy back our health. But health is not something that can be purchased. It is a gift that must be nurtured, protected, and valued above all else. What use is success if the body is too weak to enjoy it? What is the point of wealth if it cannot buy back the days lost to illness? I now see that health is the foundation of everything. A strong body allows us to chase dreams, embrace loved ones, and experience life in all its beauty. Without it, even the grandest achievements feel empty. If I could go back, I would take care of myself differently. I would rest when my body needed it. I would nourish it with care, move with energy, and listen to the quiet warnings it gave me. So, to those who still have time, do not take your health for granted. Treat your body with the respect it deserves. No amount of money or success will matter if you do not have the strength to enjoy it. Prioritize your well-being, cherish your vitality, and remember true wealth is not in what you own, but in the health that allows you to live life to the fullest. With the weight of my final moments pressing upon me, I find myself looking back at the choices I made, the paths I took, and the dreams I pursued. And in this moment of absolute clarity, I realized something that I wish I had understood much earlier. Time is the most valuable gift we have, yet it is the one thing we spend carelessly believing we have an endless supply. I once lived as if time were infinite, as if every tomorrow was guaranteed. I postponed happiness, delayed important conversations, and always assumed there would be another opportunity to do the things I truly wanted. I convinced myself that I could always make time later for loved ones, for self-care, for the dreams I put on hold. But now, as the final grains of sand slip through the hourglass, I see the truth: time waits for no one. We live under the illusion that we have control over time, but in reality, every passing second is one we will never get back. The moments we waste in regret, in hesitation, chasing things that do not truly matter, those moments are lost forever. And when our time is up, we do not wish for more money or more success. We wish for just one more day, one more chance to be with the people we love, to say the words left unsaid, to truly live instead of just existing. If I could turn back time, I would live differently. I would be present in every moment instead of rushing toward the future. I would say yes to the experiences that scared me and no to the distractions that stole my time. I would love more openly, laugh more freely, and cherish each second as if it were my last, because one day it will be. So I ask you, how are you spending your time? Are you living with purpose, with passion, with love? Or are you letting life slip away, waiting for a future that is never promised? Do not make the mistake of believing that time is in your hands. It is not. The only time you truly have is now. Make it count. As I reflect on the years I've spent on this earth, I am overcome with one undeniable truth. Fear holds us back from living our fullest lives. It is fear that keeps us from pursuing our passions, fear that keeps us from taking risks, and fear that holds us in the comfort of the familiar, even when we know it is not where we are meant to be. For much of my life, I was paralyzed by fear, the fear of failure, the fear of being judged, the fear of the unknown. I made decisions based on what others thought. I avoided risks in pursuit of security, and I played it safe when my heart called me to take bold steps. And yet, in this moment, I realized how much I missed by letting fear control me. Fear tells us to stay small, to play by the rules, to conform. But in doing so, we sacrifice the greatness that lies within each of us. I wish I had taken more chances, trusted in my own instincts, and ignored the voices of doubt that told me to hold back. I wish I had embraced the unknown instead of running from it, dared to fail instead of playing it safe. There is no such thing as certainty in life. No matter how much we plan, no matter how much we try to control, the future will always be unpredictable. And that is where the magic happens. It is in the unknown that we find growth, that we discover our true potential, and that we experience the real joy of living. Fear may protect us from pain, but it also keeps us from experiencing the richness of life. If I could turn back time, I would tell myself to live with courage, to step into the uncertainty with open arms, and to understand that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone on the path to something greater. I would tell myself to trust that everything I need is already within me, and that the only true failure is the failure to try. So, to all of you still with time left to live, I say this: do not let fear hold you back. Take that risk. Follow that dream. Do what sets your soul on fire, even if it scares you. Because the only regret we truly have in life is not the mistakes we make, but the chances we never take. As I draw near the end of this journey, I stand in awe of the fleeting beauty of life, knowing that my time is finite, but my thoughts, my lessons, and my reflections can live on in you, the ones who still have time to make a difference. The truth that has become so clear to me now is this life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. I used to think success was about accumulating wealth, power, accolades. I believed that once I reached a certain point, I would have everything I ever needed. But as I sit here now, I realize that these things are hollow without love, without connection, and without the ability to live fully in each moment. Time once spent cannot be regained, and the moments we choose to live in are the only ones that truly count. I have come to understand that happiness is not something we chase outside of ourselves. It is something we create within. It is in the quiet moments of joy, the laughter shared with friends, the love given freely, and the experiences that shape us. It is not about doing more, achieving more, or being more. It is about being present, being alive, and embracing the beauty of what we already have. If you take anything away from my words, let it be this: don't wait for tomorrow to live. Don't wait for success to be happy. Don't wait for the perfect moment to love or to dream. Your time is now. The present is all you have. Live it with passion, with intention, and with gratitude. Cherish the people you hold dear. Take risks, follow your heart, and do not let fear or doubt control you. Above all, remember that a life well lived is not measured by the achievements or the things you collect along the way. It is measured by the love you give, the kindness you spread, and the way you show up in the world for others. As I leave this world, I do so knowing that the legacy I leave behind is not in the things I built, but in the lives I touched and the love I shared. May you all choose to live fully, to embrace the beauty of now, and to make the most of the time you have. Because in the end, it is not the years you live, but the moments that matter, and the love you give that will forever echo beyond your time on this earth.